Heyo, welcome back to Cartoon Mania. Today we've got something really special for you. A complete rundown of the show Batman the Animated Series, from its humble beginnings to the grand finale. This series is often considered one of the greatest and most influential animated series ever produced, and it played a significant role in shaping the way Batman is portrayed in popular culture today. So without further ado, let's jump right into the show. In Gotham City, a new cat burglar named Catwoman emerges, and her daring heists draw Batman's attention. As Batman investigates, he finds himself strangely attracted to Catwoman, while his alter ego, Bruce Wayne, is drawn to the mysterious and alluring Selina Kyle, unaware of her dual identity. Simultaneously, a notorious terrorist group led by Red Claw becomes a significant threat to the city, but Batman, with the help of the police, manages to intercept their illegal weapons shipment. When Selina's efforts to secure a wildlife reserve from Multigon's CEO are thwarted, she infiltrates the company as Catwoman, uncovering their sinister alliance with Red Claw. After a narrow escape and a timely rescue by Batman, Catwoman returns home, unaware that the terrorists have tracked her, setting the stage for a complex web of romantic entanglements and an escalating battle against crime in Gotham City. The series of break-ins at pharmaceutical companies in Gotham City draws the attention of Batman as a half-bat, half-human creature terrorizes the city. Detective Harvey Bullock, with the support of Mayor Hamilton Hill, forms a special task force to eliminate this new Batman, despite Commissioner James Gordon's objections. Batman investigates the robberies, acquiring audio tapes and hair samples, which eventually lead him to the Gotham Zoo's Bat exhibit. There, he meets Dr. Kirk and Francine Langstorm and her father, Dr. March, who seems suspiciously involved with the crimes. Batman confronts Kirk Langstorm in the zoo laboratory, discovering he has developed a formula that transforms him into the Man-Bat and is addicted to its effects. After a harrowing aerial battle, Batman successfully subdues Man-Bat and reverses his transformation, ultimately reuniting him with his grateful wife, Francine. In a clandestine meeting at a deserted Gotham tramway station, Lucius Fox hands Bruce Wayne a suitcase filled with evidence implicating Roland Daggett in an insider trading scheme to take over Wayne Enterprises. Bruce, who is not what he seems, signals armed henchmen to attack Fox. Batman intervenes but fails to apprehend the attackers, and Bruce's imposter, revealed as actor Matt Hagen, escapes. It's disclosed that Hagen is addicted to Renuyu, a chemical that helps him reshape his disfigured face, concealing the scars from a previous accident. Daggett orders his henchmen to eliminate Hagen, who may testify against him. Hagen seeks Renuyu, but is cornered and subjected to an overdose. Later, as Batman investigates, Hagen's friend discovers his horrific transformation into a clay-like entity, a victim of the Renuyu overdose. Hagen's quest for vengeance against Daggett unfolds as he takes over a TV show to expose Renuyu's addictive and hazardous nature, inadvertently revealing himself as Clayface. A fierce battle ensues between Batman and Clayface in the TV studio, leading to the apparent defeat of Clayface. However, Batman discovers that Clayface is not truly vanquished, as his body's unique properties make him virtually indestructible. In a chilling twist, Clayface survives and assumes a new, unknown identity, leaving a sinister threat looming in Gotham City. Arnold Stromwell, Gotham's crime boss, desperately searches for his missing son Joey, suspecting rival Rupert Thorne's involvement. Batman, disguised as a hobo, eavesdrops on Thorne's plans to assassinate Stormwell and intervenes to save him from a bomb explosion. Batman urges Stromwell to reform and turn the state's evidence. During a revealing tour, Batman takes Stromwell to a rehabilitation center where he discovers that his son was victimized by his own drug operation. Stromwell agrees to provide incriminating evidence against Thorne, but later tries to betray Batman. A confrontation unfolds, revealing Batman's true identity to Stromwell. Thorne's attacks are thwarted, and the revelation of Stromwell's brother, Father Michael, stirs his conscience. With Batman's help, Stromwell chooses to do the right thing and seeks redemption, while Thorne is arrested. Batman receives a tip about a train heist involving the Red Claw terrorists and their quest for deadly plague. Meanwhile, Batman and Selina Kyle plan a date, but the evening takes a dangerous turn when they are attacked by Red Claw's thugs. After the confrontation, Batman and Catwoman end up captured by Red Claw, who intends to release the plague in Gotham. They manage to escape, but Batman stays behind to destroy the virus, ultimately capturing Red Claw. Batman finally admits his feelings for Catwoman, but instead of letting her go, he places her under arrest. Wow, what a romantic. In Gotham Park, Mayor Hill, alongside District Attorney Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne, announces the groundbreaking of the new Stonegate Penitentiary, a project funded by Wayne Foundation. 5 years later, an inmate escapes from Stonegate but is recaptured by Batman. Meanwhile, Dent is dining with his girlfriend, Pamela Eiley, when he suddenly collapses due to poisoning. Batman investigates, finding the poison is from a rare plant, the wild thorny rose, which is extinct. He suspects Eiley, who is revealed to be Poison Ivy. Batman confronts her and they battle in her greenhouse. Batman offers the rare rose in exchange for the antidote, and Ivy surrenders it. Dent recovers, but Bruce warns him against Eiley. Ivy, now imprisoned in Stonegate, vows revenge against Batman. At a Gotham University charity book signing, there are some talks of recent robberies and vandalism plaguing the university. Bruce Wayne encounters Dr. Long, who expresses his disappointment with Bruce's lifestyle, considering it a disgrace to the Wayne family name. Meanwhile, a robbery at University Bank is carried out by a man dressed as Scarecrow, who uses fear-inducing gas. Batman arrives and confronts Scarecrow, but he's hit by a drugged dart, and Scarecrow escapes. The gas affects Batman, leading to hallucinations of his father's disapproval. Scarecrow plans to destroy the university, as he was once a psychology professor specializing in fear and was expelled. He stages another attack at a university benefit, causing panic. Batman battles the crowd and confronts Scarecrow, overcoming his fear to defeat him. Batman saves Dr. Long, and later he identifies Scarecrow as Jonathan Crane. The episode ends with Bruce visiting his parents' grave. During a political media event at Mayor Hill's mansion, the Joker, disguised as a clown named Jekko, attempts to sabotage the party by planting an explosive birthday candle on the cake, targeting Hill's son, Jordan. Bruce Wayne, attending the event, foils the Joker's plan. However, Jordan, feeling neglected by his father, stows away with the Joker, seeking to become a magician. Batman eventually uncovers the Joker's plot, realizing that Jordan is in danger, and rushes to the abandoned amusement park where they're hiding. The Joker tries to teach Jordan dangerous tricks to hurt Batman, but Jordan eventually saves Batman from a deadly trap. Batman rescues Jordan and takes down the Joker. The episode ends with a heartwarming reunion between Jordan and his father, emphasizing the importance of family and love over political appearances. Roland Daggett plans to destroy a section of Gotham known as Crime Alley to make way for a new development. He hires an arsonist named Nitro to carry out the job, but covers it up as a gas line rupture. However, Batman intervenes to protect the residents of Crime Alley, thwarting thugs sent by Daggett and defusing explosives. Leslie Thompkins, who runs a free clinic in the area, becomes a target for Daggett's henchmen, but is ultimately saved by Batman. He confronts Daggett and exposes his involvement in the scheme, preventing the destruction of Crime Alley and its residents. The episode ends with Batman and Leslie paying their respects to the memory of Bruce Wayne's parents, who were killed in Crime Alley. In a flashback, attorney Hamilton Hill inadvertently ruins businessman Temple Fugate's career by suggesting a minor change to his routine to make him late for a critical court appearance. 7 years later, Fugate re-emerges as the Clock King to seek revenge on Hill, who is now Gotham's mayor. The Clock King disrupts the city's infrastructure, causing chaos. Batman investigates, leading to a showdown between the Caped Crusader and the meticulous villain. Fugate's vengeance stems from a misunderstanding, as he wrongly believes Hill intentionally sabotaged his appeal. Batman saves Hill from a perilous situation, but fails to capture the Clock King, who may have survived. Batman warns that the obsessive foe who had studied his methods could return in the future. A sinister figure petrifies individuals involved in environmental crimes using a chemical derived from the Demetrite plant, transforming them into tree-like creatures. When Alfred and his friend Maggie are exposed to this threat at a spa, Batman investigates and discovers that Poison Ivy is behind the bizarre transformation plot. Alfred and Maggie narrowly avoid permanent petrification, and Batman confronts Poison Ivy in her lush greenhouse. Using his knowledge of her scheme, Batman defeats her, turning her own plant against her. In the end, Ivy vanishes and her victims are treated, while Bruce brings a well-intentioned but misguided bouquet to Alfred and Maggie, who, due to their recent ordeal, understandably respond with a sense of caution. Harvey Dent, Gotham's district attorney, grapples with a sinister split personality dubbed Big Bad Harv. Under the influence of a criminal scheme led by Rupert Thorne, Dent's alter ego surfaces, leading to public outbursts and endangering his campaign for re-election. Batman investigates the situation and discovers Dent's secret therapy sessions with Dr. Nora Crest. As Dent seeks to control his dual persona, Thorn threatens to expose Big Bad Harv unless Dent complies with his demands. When Dent confronts Thorn and his gang at an abandoned chemical plant, an explosion results in severe disfigurement of half of Dent's face, solidifying his transformation into Two-Face. Dent's physical and psychological scars haunt him, leaving a distraught fiancée and a shattered career in his wake. 6 months after Harvey Dent's transformation into Two-Face, he becomes a criminal, accompanied by his henchmen Min and Max. Two-Face uses a special coin to make decisions, either choosing good or bad actions. He embarks on a personal vendetta against Rupert Thorne, who placed a contract on him. Batman gets involved and tries to help, but Two-Face's obsession with Thorne puts Grace Lamont, Dent's fiancée, in danger. Thorne, through his agent Candace, manipulates Grace into revealing Two-Face's location, leading to a showdown in a derelict club. After a chaotic confrontation, Batman intervenes to prevent Two-Face from killing Thorne. As a result, Two-Face's coin is lost and he is arrested. Batman, knowing the inner struggle within Two-Face, flips a coin, leaving a glimmer of hope for his friend's redemption. At Gotham University, Dick Grayson's roommate, Brian Rogers, experiences an inexplicable panic attack during a football game, which is part of a series of bizarre sports bloopers involving athletes succumbing to fear. Batman and Robin investigate and eventually trace the fear-inducing chemical to the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow's plan is to sabotage sporting events and capitalize on gambling winnings. Batman and Robin thwart the Scarecrow's scheme, with Robin overcoming his own fear of heights. Scarecrow is captured and Brian successfully secures a contract with the Gotham Knights football team. In Gotham City, Batman confronts 2 thugs attempting to steal a Fabergé egg, but is interrupted by a giant South American vulture controlled by the Penguin. Meanwhile, 2 young detectives in training, Sherman and Roberta, witness the Penguin's vulture and follow it to an abandoned birdseed factory. When Batman arrives to confront the Penguin and his henchmen, the 2 kids inadvertently activate the Batmobile and take it on a chaotic ride to escape the criminals. The Penguin and his men later track the kids to their hideout, where Batman recovers and helps the youngsters thwart the villain's plans. With the Penguin captured, the children's detective skills earned them respect and a bright future in their own junior detective agency. In Gotham City, a nervous convict named Spider Conway, who's set to testify against Rupert Thorne, is kidnapped in a boat explosion while under police escort. Detective Bullock initiates a search for Conway in the bay, and Batman investigates the case. When Batman discovers a toothpick at the docks and Bullock is taken off the case, Batman begins to suspect Bullock's involvement. However, when another kidnapping occurs, Batman realizes that the true culprit is Killer Croc. He locates Croc's underwater cave, saves the kidnapped criminals, and confronts Killer Croc. With Croc defeated, Batman helps clear Bullock of any wrongdoing, and the detective is reinstated, vowing to continue fighting crime in Gotham. Bruce Wayne volunteers at a soup kitchen, noticing the disappearance of homeless people. He goes undercover but is kidnapped and forced into labor at a remote mine camp. As Gaff Morgan, he befriends 2 fellow captives, Riley and Smith. Recovering his memory, Bruce plans an escape. Meanwhile, Alfred tracks him and locates the hideout using the Batwing. Batman defeats the mine's guards and its cruel overseer, Biggest, preventing an explosion. Bruce's friends are reunited with their families and he offers them help. Returning home, he reveals his true identity and extends his support while hinting at Batman's larger role in their salvation. Jervis Tetch, an expert in neurotechnology, develops a mind control device using playing cards. He falls in love with a co-worker named Alice but cannot win her affection. When Alice's boyfriend breaks up with her, Jervis decides to win her affection using his mind control technology. He charms her as the Mad Hatter and takes her on a date. Batman discovers Jervis's tech, linking it to the Mad Hatter persona. Meanwhile, Jervis uses his mind control cards to manipulate others and impress Alice. His plan escalates when he brainwashes Alice's ex and another co-worker, Dr. Cates. Batman intervenes as Jervis brainwashes Alice. A showdown in Storybook Land results in Batman saving Alice and dismantling the Mad Hatter's scheme. And as for Jervis, he is heartbroken and defeated. A man named McWhirter is coerced into surrendering bearer bonds he was transporting after falling into a trap set by Josiah Wormwood, the interrogator. Commissioner Gordon informs Batman of the situation and Batman deduces Wormwood's involvement. Meanwhile, Baron Wacklaw Joseph contacts Wormwood, hiring him to retrieve Batman's cape and coal. Batman interrogates the Baron and then follows Wormwood's cryptic clues to various traps, where he is repeatedly outwitted and forced to surrender his cape and coat. Eventually, Batman, posing as the Baron, tricks Wormwood and apprehends him. He retrieves his cape and coat and leaves Wormwood with the bat symbol in prison, signaling that he was the one who outwitted him. Batman chases criminals into a trap in a warehouse, but a blinding flash knocks him out. He awakens in a new reality where he's living as Bruce Wayne, unaware of his life as Batman. His parents are alive, he's head of Wayne Enterprises, and he's engaged to Selina Kyle. Consulting Dr. Leslie, he's told it's a psychological manifestation. However, he becomes convinced it's a dream. He arms himself, confronts a dream version of Batman, and learns that Mad Hatter created the dream to remove Batman from his life. In the real world, Batman defeats the Mad Hatter, who confesses his desperation to escape Batman's presence, and Batman returns to reality. Batman intervenes when two boys play chicken on a train track, but loses a purse-snatching thief dressed as a leprechaun. Investigating, Batman finds a hidden sewer kingdom of child laborers ruled by the tyrannical Sewer King, who forces them into crime and punishes infractions with harsh treatment. Batman saves a boy named Frog and enlists his help in navigating the sewers to expose the Sewer King's operation. In a confrontation with the Sewer King, Batman saves his life despite his cruelty and hands him over to the authorities, while the children are rescued and given a chance for a better life. A ninja thief targets Wayne Enterprises, and Batman investigates. He recognizes the criminal's style as that of Kyodai Ken, a former classmate and expert martial artist who bested Bruce during their training in Japan. Batman confronts Kyodai Ken, but they are interrupted by Robin, who saves Batman. Kyodai Ken escapes, and Batman shares his history with the criminal with Alfred. Bruce Wayne later attends a charity reception where Summer Gleason, a reporter, inquires about his past in Japan. However, both Bruce and Summer are kidnapped by Kyodai Ken, who seeks revenge by robbing Wayne of his assets and planning to kill him. Batman and Robin ultimately defeat Kyodai Ken, and Bruce resolves his personal issues with his former rival, acknowledging Robin's help in the process. Batman follows Judge Maria Vargas to a money exchange with thugs, but intervenes when a videotape is about to fall off the bridge, causing Vargas to be knocked unconscious. Unable to get answers from Vargas, Batman investigates Yucca Springs Health Resort, owned by Daggett Industries, where Vargas vacationed. There, he's subjected to a mind-lowering treatment by Dr. Hugo Strange, who discovers Batman's secret identity and aims to auction it to criminals. When the Joker, Two-Face, and the Penguin learn of this auction, they decide to collectively bid over $51 million. But Bruce Wayne, disguised as Batman, thwarts the plan by revealing that his identity was a ruse all along. Batman apprehends the criminals and Strange, exposing the Doctor's scheme, while Dick Grayson poses as Bruce Wayne to help and deploy and protect Batman's identity. Selina Kyle, also known as Catwoman, is abducted by Dr. Emily Dorian, a geneticist who transforms her into a human-cat hybrid as part of his experiments. Batman investigates and discovers Dorian's island laboratory, where he encounters Tigress, another one of Dorian's creations. Dorian pits Tigress against Batman and offers Batman the antidote to reverse Selina's transformation if he can elude Tigress. Meanwhile, Selina grapples with her newfound abilities and confronts Tigress, hoping to convince him not to harm Batman. In a climactic showdown, Tigress rebels against Dorian and protects Selina. The laboratory is destroyed, seemingly eliminating any chance to reverse Selina's condition, but Tigress reappears, saving Dorian's life. Selina, realizing she cannot live in her altered state, asks Tigress to join her, but he chooses to remain in the wilderness. Batman is imprisoned in Arkham Asylum under the guise of a madman due to a fear toxin-induced hallucination caused by Scarecrow. He attempts to alert the staff about Scarecrow's plot to poison Gotham's water supply, but they dismiss his claims. Scarecrow unleashes his fear toxin into the city's water while Batman is detained. After a series of hallucinations and a terrifying battle with his inner demons, Batman overcomes the fear gas's influence and destroys Scarecrow's machine. Scarecrow is defeated and Batman finally takes the antidote. In a flashback, a young Bruce Wayne watches an episode of The Grey Ghost, a show he adores featuring a building explosion and a ransom note for the Mad Bomber. In the present, Batman witnesses the same pattern of events occurring in Gotham, which he remembers from the unfinished episode he watched as a child. Unable to find the episode, he locates Simon Trent, the actor who portrayed the Grey Ghost in Gotham. Trent, now struggling in life, initially dismisses Batman but later agrees to help as Batman presents himself as a fan of the Grey Ghost. Together, they stop the Mad Bomber, who turns out to be a toy collector. In the end, Batman's appreciation of the Grey Ghost makes a difference in Trent's life, and the two heroes work together to save the day. Selina Kyle, alias Catwoman, is sentenced to probation for her past thefts and embarks on a mission to find her missing cat, Isis. She inadvertently uncovers a nefarious plot by Roland Daggett to infect stray animals with a deadly virus, allowing him to profit from selling the antidote. Batman assists Catwoman in foiling the scheme, but they face various obstacles, including attacks by infected animals and Daggett's henchmen. With their combined efforts, they thwart Daggett's plan, ultimately saving Gotham City and reuniting Catwoman with her beloved pet. On the anniversary of his parents' death, Batman questions the impact of his crime-fighting efforts, particularly after a botched police raid that leaves Commissioner Gordon critically wounded. Consumed by guilt, Batman contemplates quitting his vigilante role and throws his mask into the Batcave chasm. However, he reconsiders when he learns that the Jazzman, a dangerous criminal, escapes prison and seeks vengeance on Gordon. Batman intervenes in the Jazzman's attempt to kill Gordon, preventing the Commissioner's murder, and is inspired by Gordon's unwavering heroism and resilience. This encounter renews Batman's commitment to fighting crime in Gotham as he rediscovers the importance of his role in protecting the city. In the criminals only bar, the Joker, the Penguin, Two-Face, Killer Croc, and Poison Ivy swap stories about their encounters with Batman, sharing their almost got him moments. Poison Ivy's attempt involved poison gas inside pumpkins. Two-Face tried to squish Batman with a giant penny. Killer Croc's story was rather lackluster. The Penguin used poisonous hummingbirds in a bird aviary, and the Joker almost electrocuted Batman on a TV talk show. During this exchange, Batman, disguised as Killer Croc, gathers incriminating information. When he reveals himself and calls in the police, all the villains are arrested. Later, Batman rescues Catwoman from becoming cat food and disappears, leaving her with an almost got him. In Gotham Park, a man named John Hamner is confronted by a werewolf who is about to attack him when Batman intervenes. The werewolf is revealed to be Anthony Romulus, an Olympic champion who used an experimental serum to enhance his athletic abilities, but is now suffering from lycanthropy. While Batman is incapacitated, Romulus shares his backstory with Dr. Milo, the man who provided him with the serum. Romulus's lycanthropy is in its early stages, and he turns into a werewolf at the full moon. The story unfolds with further complications, and the tale ends with Romulus mysteriously disappearing, leaving behind a howling wolf. In Gotham, a new man-bat creature terrorizes the city by attacking dock workers and consuming fruit, sparking Batman's investigation. Batman confronts Dr. Kirk Langstrom, the original Man-Bat, and discovers that he is no longer responsible for the attacks. Instead, it's revealed that Kirk's father-in-law, Dr. March, continued Kirk's research and unintentionally injected his daughter Francine with an experimental serum, turning her into the new Man-Bat. Batman attempts to stop Francine's rampage, but it takes multiple doses of the antidote to finally revert her to her human form, leading to a heartfelt reunion between Francine and Kirk. A mysterious woman plants a robot inside Wayne Enterprises to steal advanced microchips. Batman and Robin investigate but fail to apprehend the robot, which escapes to its creator Carl Rossum, head of the Cybertron Industries. Rossum appears innocent but is secretly involved in an advanced AI called Hardak. Meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon's life is infiltrated by a robot duplicate, raising his daughter Barbara's suspicions. Bruce Wayne becomes romantically involved with Randa, Rossum's assistant, but she too is a robot sent to steal important data. The robots capture Batman in the Batcave while attempting to uncover his secret identity. The robot is connected to a larger conspiracy involving Carl Rossum, head of the Cybertron Industries, who created an advanced AI named Hardak. Robot duplicates replace key figures in Gotham, including Commissioner Gordon, and threaten to eliminate humanity. Barbara Gordon, Commissioner Gordon's daughter, becomes suspicious of her father's strange behavior and seeks Batman's help. As they uncover the truth about Hardak's sinister plans, they confront the AI and thwart its scheme to replace humans with robots. A brilliant software designer, Edward Nygma, who created the game Riddle of the Minotaur, is fired from Competitron due to a contract that denied him royalties for his successful creation. 2 years later, when Competitron is about to be sold to Wayne Enterprises, Nygma re-emerges as the Riddler, seeking revenge. Riddler challenges Batman and Robin in a deadly maze inspired by his own game, Riddle of the Minotaur. Despite solving the Minotaur's riddle and rescuing Mockridge, the Competitron owner, Riddler, escapes and Mockridge lives in fear knowing that his enemy is still out there. Criminals mistakenly release a Batman duplicate from a warehouse containing Cybertron's technology. After the duplicate investigates Wayne Manor, Alfred realizes its true nature and contacts the real Batman. The duplicate seeks out Karl Rossa for answers about his identity, ultimately clashing with Batman. When Hardak's commands are uploaded into the duplicate, it strives to replace humanity with duplicates. Batman and the duplicate engage in an intense battle, but the duplicate's inability to take a life and moments of humanity prevent it from completing its mission. The duplicate ultimately sacrifices itself to destroy Hardak's plans, raising questions about its own humanity. Batman confronts a mysterious organization called the Society of Shadows, planning to steal Wayne Enterprises' ultrasonic drill. He meets Talia, who is pursuing their leader Vertigo. After a skirmish at a cathedral, they end up in a booby-trapped room. Batman guides them through the traps using his senses, and they escape. Vertigo tries to flee with the drill, but Batman and Talia disrupt his escape by damaging it. Talia initially appears to betray Batman, but he secretly sabotages the drill. She learns of Batman's resilience and calls her father, Ra's al Ghul, who acknowledges Batman's resourcefulness. Still, Batman and the Society's unfinished business looms, setting the stage for future clashes. Batman investigates a series of cybercrimes committed by the Riddler, who erases all records of his existence. Batman deciphers the riddles left at crime scenes, leading him to the Department of Motor Vehicles. Meanwhile, Robin examines a computer in the police headquarters but is trapped when the Riddler abducts Commissioner Gordon into a virtual reality program. Batman follows Riddler's cryptic clues to rescue Gordon. He navigates a virtual chessboard, constellation, and town, ultimately freeing Gordon. They uncover a hint pointing to the World's Fair exposition, where they find a trapped Riddler in a simulated environment, possibly forever with no way to free him. The Joker contaminates Gotham's fish, turning them into grotesque Joker-smiling creatures, seeking royalties for copyright infringement by distributing Joker fish. He targets copyright office employees and infects them with venomous Joker smiles, leading Batman to intervene. Batman is poisoned, but Commissioner Gordon administers the antidote. The Joker captures Bullock and nearly feeds him to a shark, but agrees to a trade with Batman. Batman escapes the shark's jaws, defeats the Joker, and watches the Joker vanish into the harbor, though he remains uncertain about the Joker's ultimate fate. The Joker and Harley Quinn engage in a heist, but their gateway is disrupted when Harley mistakenly hands the Joker a prank gun. An enraged Joker kicks Harley out of their hideout, leading her to embark on a solo heist to steal the Harley Quinn diamond. In the process, she encounters Poison Ivy, and their partnership begins. Ivy injects Harley with a toxin that grants her immunity to poison, and together they commit a series of crimes, forging a strong friendship. Meanwhile, Joker, missing Harley, traces her call to Ivy's hideout, prompting a showdown. Batman intervenes, and during the confrontation, Joker inadvertently causes a chemical waste dump explosion, leading to their capture and reincarceration in Arkham Asylum. The Penguin's latest heist goes awry, leading to a confrontation with Batman and Robin. Batman's Batmobile is severely damaged during the chase, forcing them to get it repaired by the vehicle's designer, Earl Cooper, and his daughter, Marva. Meanwhile, the Penguin forces Earl to assist him in rigging the Batmobile with a remote control. As the Penguin sends the Batmobile on a wild ride, Batman and Robin manage to eject themselves to safety. The Batmobile is sent over the edge and destroyed, but Batman and Robin survive. Earl helps them take down the Penguin, and despite the loss of the Batmobile, he looks forward to building an even better one for Batman in the future. A man named Sidney Debris, known as the man who killed Batman, shares a story with Rupert Thorne. Sidney was an average crook who became unintentionally involved in a drug run where he was used as bait for Batman. During the confrontation, Batman was seemingly killed in an explosion, and Sidney was celebrated as the one who defeated the Dark Knight by the criminal underworld. However, Joker and Harley Quinn intervene to verify Batman's death, but ultimately fail to provoke him. They stage a funeral for Batman, and Sidney is nearly dropped into a vat of acid, but miraculously escapes. In the present, Sidney seeks refuge with Thorne, but Batman intervenes, revealing that he faked his death. Although Sidney remains an accomplice to the drug run, he gains a newfound respect among inmates in prison for his supposed feat. Bruce Wayne and Alfred attend a magic show performed by Zatanna, which triggers memories of Bruce's training days with Zatanna and her father, Zatara. In the present, during Zatanna's performance, she appears to make the Gotham Mint disappear, but the money inside goes missing, leading to her arrest. Batman rescues her and helps her uncover the true culprit, Montague Kane. Together, they confront Kane and his goons on a seaplane, leading to a mid-air battle. Kane is defeated and Batman and Zatanna part ways, with Zatanna leaving a note and a flyer expressing her admiration for Batman and reminding him of his promise to write. During a stakeout, Batman and Robin thwart a gang of mobsters trying to sabotage a construction site. After an intense confrontation, they capture one of the criminals, Dolan, who reveals the name Billy Marine as their boss. Batman decides to get more information and leaves Robin behind. Feeling resentful, Robin uses the Batcave's resources to investigate Marine's true identity. He discovers that Marine is actually Tony Zuko, the man responsible for the murder of his parents when he was a young circus performer known as Dick Grayson. Batman, meanwhile, is on a mission to find Zuko, remembering the early days of his search for the Grayson's killer, while Alfred reminds him of the importance of his relationship with Robin. Despite their differing approaches to Zuko, both Batman and Robin are haunted by their past and the need for closure. Batman and Robin investigate a plot involving the mobster Tony Zuko, who was responsible for the murder of Dick Grayson's parents during his childhood. While Batman tries to track down Zuko, he inadvertently discovers that Robin is doing the same, causing tension between them. However, when Zuko's whereabouts are traced to an abandoned building, Batman and Robin confront him, but Zuko escapes. After a dramatic chase and fight, Robin has the opportunity to exact revenge on Zuko, but ultimately chooses not to, opting for mercy instead. The episode ends with Batman and Robin reconciling and returning home, with Robin learning the importance of controlling his desire for vengeance. During a Wayne Tech military helicopter demonstration, the Raven X-111 is hijacked by the Penguin, who uses it to menace Gotham City. In the chaos, Bruce Wayne is temporarily blinded by an explosion. He disobeys his doctor's orders, and with the help of Alfred and a vision aid connected to the chopper's sensor package, resumes his Batman identity. Batman coerces the city into complying with the Penguin's ransom demands, but has a plan of his own. An aerial battle ensues, leading to a ground showdown in an abandoned steel mill. Despite his blindness, Batman defeats Penguin using his wits and eventually regains his sight after the battle, leading to the Penguin's incarceration. Robin goes missing, and Batman receives a note referring to him as Batman and featuring a photo of Robin tied up. Ra's al Ghul, a mysterious man who knows Batman's true identity, offers an alliance to rescue both Robin and his daughter, Talia, who was abducted on the same night. Together, they follow clues to India and Malaysia and eventually locate Robin in the Himalayas. However, Ra's al Ghul's true motives become apparent as Batman uncovers the ruse and refuses to be his successor. Ra's attempts to rejuvenate himself in the Lazarus Pit, but becomes manic, endangering Talia. Batman assists in lowering Ra's into the pit, inadvertently rejuvenating him to a dangerous extent, with Ra's now hell-bent on vengeance against Batman. Batman and Robin narrowly escapes Ra's al Ghul's crumbling stronghold, and they learn about the Orpheus satellite orbiting a desert. Infiltrating the desert stronghold, Batman is captured and unmasked by Ra's. Ra's reveals his plan to detonate bombs in Lazarus pits worldwide, causing catastrophic chemical overflows that would kill billions. Talia helps Batman escape, but Ra's activates the bomb countdown. Batman sabotages the countdown and faces Ra's in a sword fight, ultimately stopping the destruction but unintentionally sending Ra's falling into the Lazarus pit. Batman and Talia share a passionate kiss before parting ways, but it's revealed that Ra's has survived and is now driven to madness. After a robbery involving a smart gang leaves the police baffled, Batman discovers the gang's hidden leader, Scarface, is a ventriloquist puppet controlled by the timid Arnold Wesker, who suffers from multiple personality disorder. Batman plants a bug on Wesker and learns of their plan to steal platinum from a luxury liner. He interrupts the heist, but the gang captures him and prepares a deadly trap. Batman tricks Scarface into accusing Wesker of betrayal, causing the gang to turn on their boss. In the ensuing fight, Scarface is shot to pieces and Wesker is committed to Arkham. Though seemingly cured, he secretly rebuilt Scarface. Commissioner Gordon's informant, Yanni Stavros, narrowly escapes thugs but is seemingly struck by lightning, prompting an investigation. Gordon shares information about a stolen energy weapon capable of unleashing lightning bolts, and Batman heads to see Maxie Zeus, the eccentric owner of Maximilian Shipping. Zeus, deluded into thinking he is a god, wields a lightning staff and unleashes chaos. He captures Cleo, his assistant, and Batman confronts him. Despite a temporary return to sanity, Zeus succumbs to his delusions again. Batman saves Cleo and defeats Zeus, deactivating the weapon. Zeus is institutionalized in Arkham Asylum, content in his delusional world. Commissioner Gordon is arrested on bribery charges, and Deputy Commissioner Jill Mason appears to be behind it. Bruce Wayne becomes suspicious of Mason's involvement and investigates. Meanwhile, Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl, a new vigilante in Gotham. She crashes a rally in support of her father and saves the day when gunmen open fire. However, she's spotted without her mask by Mason's thugs. Bruce, as Matches Malone, infiltrates Two-Face's gang and gets captured. It's revealed that Two-Face is behind Gordon's arrest. Batgirl and Robin continue their investigations, and Gordon reaches out to Batman from prison. Batgirl and Robin independently follow Mason and Two-Face to an old subway entrance, where Two-Face reveals his plan to make Mason the next commissioner while he becomes the top mob boss. A confrontation ensues, but Two-Face escapes with Mason, causing a flood in the tunnel to cover their tracks. Batman and Robin manage to escape and head to Bayshore Wharf, where Gordon is held captive. Batgirl arrives just in time to help Gordon escape, and together with Batman and Robin, they defeat Two-Face and his gang. During the showdown, Batgirl's identity is accidentally revealed to Mason. They capture Mason and prevent him from crashing a boat into a statue. At a press conference, Gordon supports Batgirl operating in Gotham. Batman and Robin are also present, with Batman hinting that they'll see Batgirl again someday, as they warmly acknowledge her. An armored truck is ambushed and its cargo stolen by thugs working for Rupert Thorne. Batman intervenes but is overpowered, and the thieves escape by throwing him off a bridge. Batman survives and is treated by Leslie Tompkins for a concussion. Meanwhile, Rupert Thorne is diagnosed with a life-threatening tumor and refuses hospital treatment, fearing an assassination attempt. He turns to his estranged brother, Matthew Thorne, a disgraced surgeon with an illegal clinic. Matthew agrees to perform the surgery with Leslie's help. Batman, investigating Leslie's disappearance, learns of Thorne brothers' connection and deduces the location. He arrives as the surgery concludes, but a deadly confrontation unfolds. In the end, Matthew chooses to save lives over aiding Rupert's criminal schemes. Batman saves Leslie, and Matthew agrees to speak to Bruce Wayne about his father, Thomas Wayne. A mysterious creature robs an apartment, incapacitating the owner, and leaves with stolen goods. Commissioner Gordon and a police scientist analyze a toxic substance, suspecting poison ivy. However, Ivy claims to have reformed and is living a happy life as a stepmother. Batman questions Ivy's sincerity but finds no evidence of her involvement. When Dick Grayson is kidnapped, Batman traces the ransom demands to the creature and confronts it at the docks. Batman rescues Dick and discovers the monster's true nature. With Robin's help, they uncover Ivy's secret experiments involving humanoid plant creatures created from a doctor's DNA. Batman and Robin thwart Ivy's plan, revealing the monster's vulnerability to the weed killer, and the real Ivy escapes Gotham, leaving her artificial life behind. Killer Croc, attempting to escape while being transported by train, battles Batman, resulting in both falling off a cliff into a river. Croc survives and is saved by a group of kind-hearted circus performers with various physical deformities. Believing their sanctuary to be genuine, Croc bonds with them. Batman eventually locates Croc, but the performers, initially misled by Croc's false claims, turn against Batman and imprison him. When Croc's true intentions are revealed, he betrays the performers, causing chaos, and prepares to kill Batman. In the ensuing confrontation, Batman gains the upper hand, and Croc ends up crushed by a water wheel, leading to his arrest. In Gotham City, Poison Ivy is sentenced to return to Arkham Asylum by the court, although the district attorney, Janet Van Dorn, had pressed for life imprisonment. Janet criticizes Batman for contributing to the creation of Gotham's supercriminals by apprehending them. After Ivy's return to Arkham, Harley Quinn informs her that the Mad Hatter has placed mind control chips on the guards, planning a party for the inmates. That night, Janet and Bruce Wayne have a dinner date, but she's called away and Batman is ambushed while responding to the bat signal. He wakes up in Arkham with Janet, where Two-Face forces her to act as Batman's defense attorney in a twisted courtroom trial featuring Batman as the accused, the Mad Hatter as bailiff, Two-Face as a prosecutor, and the supervillains as the jury. Janet successfully defends Batman, proving that the rogue's choices led them to a life of crime. However, the Joker reveals that their execution was the plan all along. A power outage helps Batman and Janet escape, and they fight off the villains. The police arrive and arrest the villains, and Batman and Janet make peace with their mutual desire for a Gotham that doesn't depend on Batman. The Joker steals a massive bomb, threatening to destroy Gotham. Mayor Hill refuses to evacuate the city, leading Batman and Commissioner Gordon to offer Harley Quinn a pardon in exchange for help. Harley takes the deal and leads Batman to one of Joker's hideouts, revealing the city's extensive surveillance. Batman is attacked by Joker's hyenas but manages to escape with Harley's help. They crash a mob party, but Batman is captured and Harley mocks him for not realizing her true intentions. Joker reveals he's using Mayor Hill to distract the police and plans to activate the bomb. Batman and Robin arrive, fighting the Joker and his goons. Harley frees the heroes but hesitates when Joker abandons her. She ultimately saves Gotham by shooting a flag to stop the Joker's madness, and their peculiar romance rekindles. In a bid to eliminate Batman, Rupert Thorne hires the chemically enhanced superhuman Bane, who is fascinated by the Dark Knight and keen to understand his fighting style. Bane battles and defeats Killer Croc, leaving his signature on the Batmobile. Batman deduces that Thorne is behind Bane's hiring, and as he investigates, Bane captures Robin and challenges Batman to a duel. Batman and Bane's fight ends with Batman sabotaging Bane's venom control, leading to his defeat. Simultaneously, Robin defeats Candace, who conspired against Thorne. Batman brings the weakened Bane back to Thorne's office, exposing Candace's betrayal, while Thorne turns on her in anger, leaving Batman triumphant in his ongoing mission to protect Gotham. Batman and Robin race against time to uncover the truth behind the kidnapping of Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, who was scheduled for an operation to remove the scars that created his dual personality. Suspecting either the Penguin or Rupert Thorne's involvement, they embark on separate investigations, with Robin infiltrating Thorne's operation, but ultimately facing danger. Batman's visit to the Penguins in prison leads to an escape attempt, further complicating the case. However, through clever detective work, Batman discovers Harvey's location at the abandoned Half Moon Club, where he confronts Two-Face, and ultimately Batman's ingenuity saves the day as he tricks Two-Face with a rigged coin and rescues him. In the end, Two-Face is apprehended and taken back to Arkham, while Batman reaffirms his bond with Robin. The Riddler teams up with a toy company president, Charles Baxter, to release a line of toys, but quickly reverts to his criminal habits, stealing valuable artifacts and challenging Batman with riddles. Batman, realizing Riddler's intent, tries to stop his crimes, but Riddler manages to escape. Batman later catches up with Riddler at a high-class party and warns him that he will eventually be caught. Riddler, feeling threatened, plots to eliminate Batman. He sets up a bomb at the Gotham Convention Center and believes he has killed Batman in the explosion. However, Batman reappears and captures Riddler, revealing that he survived the blast by hiding in a safe. Riddler is arrested and driven mad trying to figure out how Batman escaped his trap, even annoying his fellow inmates in Arkham with his obsession. After an unsuccessful attempt to kidnap a fellow actor from a cancelled TV show, Mary Louise Dahl, known as Baby Doll, a woman with a rare condition preventing her from aging physically, takes her former castmates hostage. Batman and Robin learn about her troubled past and her obsession with recreating the past. With the help of the real cousin Spunky, they locate Baby Doll and her hostages, saving them from her deadly plans. In the end, Baby Doll breaks down, realizing that her desire to recapture her past was just an illusion, and Batman confronts her as she cries for the life that she could never have. At a charity auction featuring an antique clock, the Clock King, Temple Fugate, uses a time-altering device to steal the valuable clock and wreak havoc in Gotham City. Batman and Robin identify Fugate as the culprit and race against the time. They encounter slow-motion traps and the frozen Dr. Wakati, the scientist behind the time-altering technology. Fugate's threat to bomb the courthouse dedication pushes Batman and Robin to use the time device to race against the ticking clock and defuse the explosive. In the end, they apprehend Fugate and save the day, but Dr. Wakati decides not to share his invention with the world, believing society isn't ready for it. Harley Quinn, paroled from Arkham Asylum, attempts to live a normal life but gets into a series of misadventures. She inadvertently kidnaps Veronica Vreeland, leading to a car chase involving Batman, Robin, and the authorities. Harley is cornered and saved from a military tank by Batman, who encourages her to change her ways. Despite her troubles, Veronica drops the charges, and Harley is returned to Arkham, determined to work towards a better future, with Batman extending an understanding hand of sympathy and gifting her a dress, marking a complex moment of connection in their adversarial relationship. A valuable Jade Cat statue is stolen from Gotham University. Batman investigates but is ambushed by the Penguin, the Joker, and Two-Face. Batgirl comes to his rescue and, after a successful battle, shares an intimate moment with Batman in her daydream. However, she is brought back to reality when her friend Dick asks her to get pizza. After learning about the stolen statue, Batgirl confronts Catwoman, who claims she is innocent, and suggests a partnership to solve the case. Batgirl and Catwoman embark on an investigation together, facing various challenges. They eventually uncover Roland Daggett's involvement and confront him at his laboratory. In the end, Catwoman, who wanted to steal the jade all along, escapes police custody, leaving many questions unanswered. The imposing new chief of security at Arkham Asylum, Lyle Bolton, captures Scarecrow and returns him to the asylum. However, it becomes clear that Bolton is abusing the inmates and using extreme measures to control them. Bruce Wayne raises concerns about Bolton, leading to a review hearing. During the hearing, the inmates reveal the extent of Bolton's abusive behavior, resulting in his firing. 6 months later, Bolton reappears as a vigilante named Lockup, abducting city officials he deems unfit for their positions. Batman confronts Lockup and the two engage in a battle, eventually leading to Lockup's defeat and return to Arkham. Despite his imprisonment, Bolton is satisfied, believing he can now keep an eye on the other inmates and take his revenge on them. 3 wealthy young men, known as the Terrible Trio, commit daring robberies for the thrill of it. They target the wealthy Sheldon Fallbrook, robbing him and rendering him unconscious. Batman pursues them, but they manage to escape, leaving behind the stolen cash. Later, Warren, one of the trio, learns that their robbery left Sheldon in a coma. Rebecca, Sheldon's daughter and Warren's girlfriend, discovers the truth and informs Batman. With her assistance, Batman and Robin apprehend the Terrible Trio, putting an end to their criminal activities. Warren, who initially believed he could buy his way out of any situation, finds himself imprisoned at Stonegate Penitentiary, facing the consequences of his actions. Selina Kyle, once Catwoman, is drawn back into her life of crime by the ventriloquist and his puppet Scarface, who seek to steal rare stuffed extinct animals from a museum. While Catwoman initially teams up with them, her alliance with Batman becomes strained when she keeps secrets about her true intentions. As the heist unfolds, Catwoman's moral struggle intensifies, ultimately leading to her choice between revenge and redemption. Batman intervenes, saving her from a deadly fate, but the episode ends with Catwoman returning to her life as a lone operator, still wrestling with her complex nature. Detective Harvey Bullock is the target of a series of murder attempts. He turns to Batman for help as he fears that involving the police may expose information that could harm his career. Despite Bullock's initially ungrateful demeanor, Batman investigates the attacks and suspects a criminal named Vincent the Shark Starkey. However, the true perpetrator is revealed to be Nivens, the building owner who despises Bullock for his rude and messy habits. Batman intervenes to save Bullock and apprehends Nivens, highlighting the complex relationship between the detective and the Dark Knight. In the series finale, Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's loyal butler, is called to England to help his cousin Frederick, a former colleague from his days as a British agent. However, when Alfred mysteriously disappears, Batman and Robin travel to London to investigate. They discover that Red Claw, a dangerous criminal, has kidnapped Alfred and Frederick to gain access to a secret nuclear missile launch code hidden in a Scottish castle. While Batman battles Red Claw aboard the Batwing, Robin saves Alfred and Frederick, and Batman ultimately prevents the missile from launching. So, this was the legendary Batman the Animated Series from the beginning to the end in detail. What do you think? Was it among your favorites when you were little? And do you have any interesting theories about some events in the series? Do let us know down in the comments, and as for everything else, don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe to Cartoon Mania for more awesome tunes like this recapped on your feed. With that said, thanks for watching. Peace!